So the topic for today would be, we are going to consider quadratic functions. So that was why I said this is something that you guys are familiar with. Okay, and we are going to rewrite expressions, rewrite and solve quadratic equation. Okay, so that's what we are going to do today. Okay, so now let's do one thing first. I'm going to write the general equation of a quadratic, and then you are going to tell me the methods of solution. Okay, so let me start mine. I would say ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. And then I'll call it general equation of a quadratic. Okay, so now give me an example. Give me an example of an equation that looks like that.
3x squared
3x squared
plus 4x
plus 4x
plus 9
plus 9
is equal to 0.
equal to 0. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a typical example you just gave. So now let us list different methods we can use in order to solve this equation. So, and the subtopic now becomes methods of solution. This is real life. You know, you get a problem, you start thinking about how to solve it. That's where you have methods of solution. For example, you wake up to school, you wake up every morning, and then you want to go to school. Method of solution could be what? About to do now. So now, as far as quadratic equation is concerned, I want us to write down all the methods that we can remember that may be used in solving it. So I'm going to give a list A, B, C, and D. All right, go. Any method you can remember, go. There's no particular order. The one that comes to your mind, let's write it down.
Factoring.
Factoring, that's definitely one of it. You call it factoring, or you can call it factorization.
Completing the square.
Give me 1 second. Okay, second, completing the square.
Substitution.
Hold on a second. Completing the square.
Using the formula.
Hold on a second. Completing the square. Then somebody mentioned, okay, let's write using the formula first. Using the formula. And then graphing, and somebody says substitution. Okay, let me make something clear on that. I don't want to write it down. It is not completely wrong, but here's why I don't want to write it down. Certain equation can be one linear, one quadratic. One linear, one quadratic, which means you can have a system of equation of this nature. 3x plus maybe plus 2y equal to, let's say equal to 6, right? And then you can have an expression of this nature: 3x squared plus 4x plus y equal to 10. See, this is a system of equation. So you have to apply substitution first before you are actually going to solve the real problem. So that's why we cannot write the substitution as a method. Am I making sense? So we are not, if we are dealing with simultaneous equation, then we can use substitution. So let's leave that one out. So now, while we were doing bridging the gap, we use factoring, we use formula, and we also use partly graphing, not fully. So the only method we have not used in this class is completing the square. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so now based on that, let's use completing the square to solve this problem. Let's solve the one that you gave, the one that you provided. All right. And then we can solve one or two more before we begin to rewrite the equation. All right. So the question is usually goes this way. Use completing the square to solve the equation 3x squared plus 4x plus 9, you said, equal to 0. All right. Now let's see how that works. We're going to solve this, do this thing in step by step, and I don't want you to miss any step. So now here is solution. Who has an idea of what we need to do? Can you share it, please, if you do?
You factor 3 out from all the coefficients in the equation.
Okay, that means you have to eliminate the 3 in the x squared, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how do you do that then?
So you just divide all the terms by 3.
Okay, that's a good idea. So let's try it. So we are going to do 3x squared plus 4x plus 9 equal to 0. And he suggested that we should just divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. See, that's why it's called equation. Whatever you do to the left side, you do it to the right side. So by so doing, 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you have x squared plus 4 over 3x. And then plus 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 0 divided by 3 is what?
0.
0. Okay, thank you. That's first step. If this coefficient were to be 1 instead of 3, then you don't have to do this thing. You don't need to do it because any number divided by 1 is the same number. So at this stage now, what's the next step? Richard, you can go on. I mean.
You divide 4 over 3 by 2.
Okay. And then let's do it by the side. 4 over 3 divided by 2. And that's going to give us 4 over 3 multiplied by 1 over 2, which is what?
4 over 6.
4 over 6. And if you simplify, that is going to give you 2 over 3. Okay. And then do what?
You have to square it.
We square it, so we do 2 over 3 whole squared. And that should give us again 2 times 2 is 4, and 3 times 3 is 9. Yeah, go ahead.
So once you did that, so the equation that you should have, it should be x plus 2 over 3 parentheses, and then you have to put the 2 on the outside, and then it should be minus 4 over 9 plus 3.
Okay, thank you. So before we do that, this 3, we have to move it to the right side. Okay, so we have to do x squared plus 4 over 3x. Then we keep a space equal to move this 3. Whatever it is there, any number that is there, move it to the right side, and that becomes -3. And then this factor that you squared, then add it to both sides. So you are going to have plus 4 over 9, and then, hold on, equal to, then add 4 over 9 on the other side as well. So which is 4 over 9 minus 3 over 1. All right? Yes, go ahead from this point.
You have to get the x squared into x alone.
So that means you are saying that we should factor the left side. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so now here's the magic number here, this number here. That's the magic number. The number that you obtained when you divided by 2. That's the magic number. Why is it magic number? All you do is, in order to factor this would be, you just write x plus that number, 2 over 3 whole squared. And that's equal to, then you simplify this. Simplify the right side. Okay, so now how do we simplify the right side? Using your regular simplification of fraction. So what's the denominator?
9.
9. So now 9 divided by 9 is 1. 1 times 4 is 4, right? Minus 9 divided by 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So that gives us equal to negative what?
23.
23 over 9. And that is x plus 2 over 3 whole squared. Okay, go ahead. Next person, who has an idea apart from Richard? Who else has an idea of how to solve this problem at this point? Richard has already helped us a lot. Okay, so at this point, what's the next step?
I got it.
Okay, Jordan, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
You would probably whatchamacallit, you use the radical sign on both sides.
Okay, you say square root both sides.
Yeah, square root, my bad.
Yeah, no problem, no problem. That's why we're here. So square root both sides. And that's going to give us square root of x plus 2 over 3 whole squared equal to square root of negative 23 over 9. And of course, the right side is going to be plus or minus. Because once you take square root of a number, the result is going to give you 2 numbers, 2 possibilities. Okay? And then let's simplify. We are going to have square root of x plus 2 over 3 equal to plus or minus. You can see this one, there is a negative inside. So if you have a negative inside a square root, what does that tell you?
It's gonna be odd.
Yes, it tells me that the number is a complex number. So we can have square root of 23 over 9i. So your solution is going to be x equal to, then transfer this to the right side. Negative 2 over 3 plus or minus square root of 23 over 3i. Because square root of 9 is 3, right? All right. So now here are your possible solutions. Your possible solutions are x1 equal to -2/3 plus square root of 23 over 3 I. That's x1. x2 would be -2/3 minus square root of 23 over 3 I. So we did not intend to go to complex number, but the solution eventually led us to complex number. That's how it is.